So we're solving systems with elimination. Take a look up here and we think, which variable might we want to eliminate? Well, I don't see any that are opposites. Well, maybe I see the opposite sign, but I certainly don't see two numbers that we could cancel in any way. I can't cancel 4 and 2, that doesn't match. 9 and 4, that doesn't match. So we have to take a look at each variable and think, which two numbers would we like to work with? Would we like to work with a 4 and a 2 or a 4 and a 9? And this is where you just have to have a little number sense here. If I thought of the numbers 4 and 2 for my x's, so I thought of something like the 4 and the 2. And for y's, I thought of the 4 and the 9. Which of these numbers are easier to work with if we want to make them opposites? Well, think about it. If I count by 2's, 2, 4, 6, I think, hey, look at that. Right away when I start counting there, I have a common multiple. Whereas over here, if I start counting by 4, 8, 12, and so on, and 9, 18, 27, it would take me a long time counting before two of these numbers matched up here. But here, 4 and 2, all I had to do was take my 2 and count one time, and I've got a 4. Alright, what's all that mean? It means basically, if you're looking for the same number with opposite signs, all you have to do is take this whole equation and multiply it times 2. The rule of equations, if you multiply one part times 2, we have to multiply every part times 2. Everybody gets multiplied by 2 here. What's that going to do for us? Let's get rid of some of this stuff over here. Let's think. I'm going to change this equation. It's going to be the same thought. My top equation, I'm just going to write 4x minus 4y is equal to 0, just like I saw. But then my bottom equation, now if everybody gets multiplied by 2, it's going to be negative 4x plus 18y is equal to 42. Why does that help us? Because now you've got opposites and we can eliminate these. Negative 4x, positive 4x, they cancel. We basically add everything up here. Plus sign, this is going to cancel, that's going to make 0. Negative 4 and positive 18 makes 14y, and 0 plus 42, that is just 42. How do we solve this? We just divide both sides by 14, divide by 14, divide by 14. 42 divided by 14, y is equal to 3. But that's not the whole story. We still want to go find x. What can we do with this? You can put it anywhere you see the letter y. Any of these equations, which one? Let's just pick the top one. Let's put it right there. So this is going to be 4x minus 4 times 3 is equal to 0. If we can solve this, we are done. Let's see, 4 times 3, that's just a 12. 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. I add 12 to both sides. I get 4x is equal to 12. Equal to 12. And then we divide by 4. And we get x is equal to 3. There we go. 3 comma 3. There's my answer. Let's try another one just to make sure we know what we're doing here. We get to the next slide and we take a look. What do we see? None of the x's match, none of the y's match. Negative 20 and positive 30. What can we do? I have to eliminate one variable, so you have to ask yourself, which two numbers would I rather work with? A 7 and a 6 or a 2 and a 6? 7 and 6 or 2 and 6? Well, it's got to be this y term. How come? 2 and 6, they have a common multiple. Because I just think if I started counting by 2's, 2, 4, 6, I would get to the matching number right away. These two, that would be a lot more difficult. I have to start counting by 7's and by 6's, and when would they share a common multiple? You'd be working with really large numbers. But over here, you just think, hey, if I could just change this negative 2y into a 6, how would I do that? Well, we would go times 3. Multiply everything through here times 3. Then we'll have opposite variables, and that's an equation that's much easier to work with. So, what do I do here? I just take a look. New equation. Bottom equation is going to stay the same. Negative 6x plus 6y is equal to 30. Top equation, though, everything's going to get multiplied times 3. So we get 21x minus 6y is equal to negative 60. Now we're looking good. Our y terms are opposites. We say they cancel. We're going to add everything together here, and let's see what we get. Positive 21 minus 6, nothing funny there. I know we say add, but really you're just following the signs. If it's positive 21 and negative 6, that's going to make 15x. Over here, those cancel. You can cross them off if you like. Cancel. Over here, negative 60 and positive 30, we get negative 30. Right here, what number times 15 is 30? Well, that's just 2. If we divide both sides by 15, divide by 15, we get x is equal to negative 2. What next? Where do we put that x is equal to negative 2? Any equation you want. Let's just put it right there. I see a couple smaller numbers instead of 20 or 7 and 20. Work with number 6. It doesn't matter. Whichever equation you think works better. So that's going to be negative 6 times negative 2 plus 6y is equal to 30. Let's solve this thing, and we are done. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12, plus 6y is equal to 30. Minus 12 to both sides, divided by 6, and we are done. Minus 12. We get 6y is equal to 18. Divide by 6, divide by 6. Y is equal to 3. Negative 2, comma 3. There's systems with elimination. Or we might have to multiply one equation by a number. We'll do a lot of practice on this. These are right from the assignment, by the way, so if you're looking at this, if you get the assignment, there's number 1, number 3. You're off to a good start already.